Hey guys, it's your girl Carrie, and today I'm here to share with you our holiday home as it was decorated for Christmas. And sorry I didn't get this video out sooner. My intention was to show you a before, like how everything was set up, and then show you how everything came together on Christmas Day, how we set up our buffet tables, how we did our traditions and everything like that. But my husband on Christmas morning unexpectedly got a phone call and said that his mom's surgery took a turn for the worse and he had to leave immediately. So we were not able to enjoy Christmas with, me with my husband, my kids with their dad, and we ended up canceling our Christmas dinner. We were supposed to have everyone come to our house for Christmas dinner, but our spirits were dampened, so I had my mom and my sister come over and pick up all the food that we had made, and they transported it over to her house, and everyone enjoyed their Christmas day there. And the girls and I just kind of stayed here and called their dad and talked to him while he was on the road to make that long drive, because we were up pretty late the Christmas Eve doing all of our Christmas traditions. So anyway, I'm going to jump right in and show you what we have. Everything was not set up with all of the food and everything because, again, I did not host Christmas dinner, but I'll show you my tablescapes and hot chocolate bars and everything like that. So let's jump right in. So you guys recall the mantle. I did a video on our mantelscape, so I won't spend too much time here, but here is the mantle for those of you who have not seen it. And there goes all of the ashes from the fire that we burned the night before. Every Christmas Eve, we snuggle up around the fireplace, do s'mores, have hot chocolate, and watch a Christmas movie. So that's what we did on Christmas Eve. And then over here is our Christmas tree. And this is my first year actually decorating the tree. Decorating the tree is usually my husband and my girls' job. I usually do the mantle and all the other decor. Okay, on the console area where our TV is located, we kept it quite simple. I just took those vases, if you remember from any of my other tablescapes that I did for the Thanksgiving or my cheers and beers. That's that same hurricane vase turned upside down, and we just filled it with Christmas balls and kind of made it like a cloche, and tied a piece of ribbon around it with a little embellishment and just stuck a small Christmas tree on top. And that was pretty much it. Very simple. And then in the center, I did not get to do my $5 Goodwill challenge this year, but this was one of the items that was going to be included in that. I found this little paper mache deer for $1.99 at the Goodwill, and I just put a bow on him and stuffed him with some random leftover ornaments and sprigs and stuff that I had around the home. And here on my coffee table, I just took the brass tray that's usually in the parlor room and put it on the coffee table, filled it in with some greenery, added a candle, and stuck in my little brass deer that I've had forever. And I just thought that made a little cute wildlife scene. Okay, here's the area behind our couch. It's our sofa table, and I decorated that for Christmas, made it more festive. Usually what is in these three little shadow boxes are masks that we had found, some African masks that my husband and I found when we first moved in this home. And we built some shadow boxes to take up the space on the wall. That's a very inexpensive way to use up a space and also create dual purpose. We created the shadow boxes, we put the artwork in there to showcase the art, and then we just added a little, plaque at the bottom with each one of our children's middle name and their birth dates in them. And the very one at the end, because we only have 2 children, we just put TBA in there, to be announced someday, 00. And what's so great about building these little shadow boxes is that they're very, very inexpensive to make. You just take some plywood, stain it, and put a velvet backing or fabric backing of your choice. And what you have is an instantly a place where you can display or showcase items or put, entertaining glasses and snacks up on this ledge. And it doesn't take up any space in your home, or if you're in an apartment, this would be great for an apartment because everything is up on the wall, so it's not taking up any space on the floor. So that's a good idea to have dual purpose. It can be a display area for artwork, and it can also serve as like a little mini table. And I just decorated the sofa table with items we've already had around the home. Those 2 vases flanking the shadow box. was already in my home. It's usually on my fireplace mantle. I just stuck some festive sprigs in there. And in the center here we have that beverage tub that you guys already seen in other videos. Just filled up with Christmas balls for now, but on Christmas Day we usually fill it with ice and put some beverages in here because most people start off in our family room before we eat, and we also put appetizers out on this buffet so they can nosh and eat and talk until everyone arrives, and then we'll move into the dining room for dinner. So I just put balls in there during the season before, you know, we host, just so it could have something festive in there. Next up is our Christmas table, Christmas breakfast table. And I believe you guys, if you watched any of my previous holiday videos, that I was going to be doing a We Wish You a Berry Christmas, a Burberry-themed Christmas breakfast. And here is that table. Let me walk you through all of the items that we made or repurposed to make this breakfast happen. Well, it all started with my little Burberry bear. I love him. I picked him up several years ago out of a thrift shop, and I've always wanted to do some sort of party or entertainment theme around this bear, and I never figured out what it could be. So this Christmas we're doing a berry themed Christmas. So hence all of the berries and stuff as the decor. So let's jump right into this table. So the placemats here, they're paper placemats that I had picked up from Target, and they just have like a little gold trim, and I just think these are really cute and easy, inexpensive, and you can just pick it up, throw it away when everything is done. So I picked that up there. Then I got these little red chargers out of Michael's, and you know, my servingware I've already had. You've seen these in my fall haul, my fall and winter haul. So again, I've been using the same plates all fall and winter long. And here is our napkin here in the center, and I love the way they came out. I purchased a large Burberry inspired scarf, and I had my mom make me these napkins. So she took some existing napkins and just added the fabric to the other side so it could be reversible. And I decided it would be cute if we could just fold the napkins in the shape of a purse. So it looks like a pocketbook or a purse. And I just added a little embellishment here in the center to look like the clasp of the purse, and I just think that came out really, really cute. Now, if you watched my Dollar Tree chic part 2, you would have noticed the soap dispensers that I had purchased from the Dollar Tree and transformed into these beautiful individualized place settings. So they're place card or name settings, but also a floral arrangement. So I think these turned out really, really nice, and there's my name there on my soap dispenser turned floral arrangement. And then over here we have the soap dish where we're going to put our breads and things. So I just think this setting turned out wonderfully. And these mugs right here, I absolutely love. They're like these shiny gold mugs, and I picked these up from the Goodwill. It was $1 for 4 of them, so they were 25 cents a piece. And this was also going to be in my $5 Goodwill challenge, but for the winter, but I did not get to do that challenge because I ended up doing another collaboration that was on the same day. But I wanted to show you guys what I did pick up from the Goodwill for that $5 Goodwill challenge. So these gold mugs, I absolutely love, love, love. And then for the centerpiece, again, we just have our little bear. I stuck in some, greenery and picks, added in a few balls, and then I gave him a custom necklace to match his cousin friends on the buffet, and I will show you them in just a second. So to the centerpiece, I added these 2 antler candle holders that I picked up from TJ Maxx on clearance, and I just think this makes for a lovely little centerpiece. I just wanted to show you another version of a place setting because our place settings alternate. The first one you saw had a brown plate, but this one here has the same base charger. We have the yellow plate, and we reversed the napkin. So on this one, we have the pattern on the bottom as part of the purse and the other side as the flap of the purse, and we just embellished it with a different embellishment. And then here is just our juice pitcher. I just took some leftover scraps from that from the scarf that we purchased and just tied it around there. Just gave it like just a little rustic festive feel. Okay, so here is the kitchen buffet for our breakfast, and flanking the table of the buffet are my beloved reindeer. I found these in Home Goods this holiday season, and I absolutely fell in love with them. Now when I picked them up, they did not look like this. They had a different outfit on. They just had a burlap skirt and a burlap bow. And I asked my mom, could she customize and make me some skirts that had the Burberry inspired theme in them so that I could put them on my buffet, and she did a wonderful job. So let me zoom in. Actually, let me first tell you their names. The one with the red bow, her name is Lux, and the one with the cream colored bow, her name is Couture. And the reason they have those names, if you guys watch Melanie on the channel Living Luxurious for Less, that is my girl. I told her about these deer and she said, Carrie, didn't you know I got the same deer? I was like, really? So since she paid a tribute to the two squirrels that she picked up for Thanksgiving, I had picked up the same exact squirrel. She named them Melanie and Carrie. I've named my deer Lux and Couture because she's living luxuriously for less, and I am the Dollar Tree Couture lady. So hence the name Lux and Couture. So those are my twins. So let's take a closer look at these outfits. If you guys watched my Dollar Tree chic video, you will notice that this right here, I showed some purse scarves, and I told you could pick up, this Burberry inspired scarf from Ross. Well, we use that scarf to actually make the skirts for my deer. And so my mom took that, and then I had some gold faux leather I thought would be festive that could be added into here, and this is just some glitter ribbon that I had, and she just attached it all together and made a wonderful skirt. And while she was working on the skirt, I was working on their necklaces. So I just took a flower and inserted a little embellishment that coordinates with the purse napkins that are on the table, and I think they turned out cute. Now my husband hates these deer. He said that they look satanic and scary, and he doesn't like them. Let me know, do you guys like this deer, or does it look satanic and scary? I won't mind if you don't like it, because when I love something, I really don't get offended if someone else doesn't like it, because that's what makes us unique. We like what we like. But it'll be interesting to see if you guys love this deer as much as I do. Then in the center, we just had this tiered shelf. I added some berries at the top, and in here we're going to have our breads and different things like that. And then on the warming trays, we will have our hot foods displayed there. And in the front, I just put out a couple of platters for some additional foods that do not need to be kept hot. And I have these wonderful, serving pieces that I picked up from Ross some time ago. And then flanking each side, since we are, having a deer themed Christmas, I have these deer antler candlestick holders that I picked up on clearance from TJ Maxx. And I just think this makes for a wonderful table buffet scape. And then here I just added a remnant of the scarf that we had left, just to bring in that pattern to the table. And up top, I just have 3 simple grapevine wreaths. I just added some berries to it, and then just stuck a velvet poinsettia at the top. And then we just have some strips of that, scarf. We just, added that to attach that up to the top. Just very simple. So here is an entire look of how everything looks at the buffet. And I just think it looks wonderful. Okay, next stop is our hot chocolate and root deer float bar. And here we have this, nice huge sign here that says Merry Christmas. I picked this frame up from the Goodwill several years ago, and it has proved to be one of my favorite workhorses. We can switch this thing out so many different ways, and I just love it. So let's kind of dive right in. I'll give you an overview of the, bar, the hot chocolate bar, and let's kind of go in and look at it piece by piece. So over here, we just have all of our glasses and cups, and each cup and glass represents a different thing. At the top, that's for hot cider. If you decided you wanted some hot cider instead of the hot chocolate, you can use those cups up top. These cups down here are some of my favorite cups for the holidays. Look guys, they are ceramic cable knit sweater cups. You guys know I love the cable knit sweater pattern. So when I found these cups several years ago, I went bananas. So those are our hot chocolate cups. So anyone that wants hot chocolate, they will use those. And then at the bottom, we have our Moscow Mule mugs. And those are for drinks that would actually contain alcohol. So if you wanted to spike up your cider or spike up your hot chocolate, you would use those cups at the bottom. So yeah, and then in the middle stand, we were just going to add some fun candies and different treats and desserts. So that will be set up for the middle piece, the one that's empty. And here we have our root deer floats. If you saw my Dollar Tree Chic Part 2 video, you would see that I had made the root deer floats. And what I did was just take a Dollar Tree Pilsner glass, add a jingle bell and some ribbon around the bottom. What I did do differently than the video is I found these curly Q candy canes at the Dollar Tree, and I thought those look a lot better than the little miniature candy canes that I had. So I think these look a lot more festive. And then I just left it in the wrapper and just kind of set them down right on here so you wouldn't have to, you know, glue anything down or anything like that. And they could use these as stirrers or just eat it. And I just love the way these little root deer floats turned out. And over here we just have our sign of the different types of things at this bar. We have our hot cocoa, our root deer floats, and our hot apple cider. And here in the center I have these wonderful carafes to keep everything hot. And over here, I just got this idea from Nikki over the channel At Home with Nikki. Last year in her Christmas video, she had the same carafes that I have, and she just took some cardboard, cardstock in red suede and wrapped hers in that and kind of jazzed it up. And I thought that was such a wonderful idea. And I said, I'm going to do that next year to my carafes. So what I did was I just picked some coordinating cardstock glitter paper that matched with my scheme, wrapped it, and I just kind of added a little different twist. I wanted to make mine look like Santa Claus. So what I did was add a little belt, a velvet belt, and the, you know, glitter cardstock there. And actually that's a deconstructed Dollar Tree bow. And then in the center I have this sweater, cable knit sweater vase, and I just added in, you know, the candy canes and a little tree just to give it some, you know, festive look. And once we actually use the bar, I will have that filled with the ice cream for the root deer floats. And then over here I have all of these little ceramic sleighs that I picked up several years ago from the Goodwill, and I am going to fill this with all the toppings for our hot chocolate bar. And they just have the different names: gingerbread marshmallows, our vanilla marshmallows, butterscotch chips, and some chocolate chips. And then this little section here is just another ceramic sweater vase with a tree in it and some candy canes that we could use as stirrers, a couple of different spices. And this one is empty, but it's going to be filled with treats that go well with, you know, whatever beverage you choose. I know the lighting is kind of messed up in here, but I just wanted to pan over one last time so you can get a complete look of our beverage station, our hot beverage station. And I love the way it came out. And then in the back, I just added some garland and some lights and some deco mesh and pine cones to kind of just jazz it up. And at night, this looks beautiful because everything is just glowing. It's a warm, soft glow, and it's just lovely. The lighting is going crazy now, so hopefully you can see the entire table. I'm trying to give you an overall view of how everything looks put together in our dining room. So I'm going to just continue to pan up and down. And I love the way the chandelier looks. Okay, now I want to move on to the tabletop. Right there in the center, as you can see, if you've been with me for a while, you'll notice that center log, I used that back in my husband's Cheers and Beers birthday party. And if you guys saw that video, you would see that I filled it with food. Well, now I'm using it as a centerpiece, and I'm using it as a floral vase. And I just filled it with random greenery and some sprigs, and I just added in my 2 brass deer heads that I've gotten some years ago from an estate sale, and I just added 2 candles to that arrangement. And I think it turned out really, really nice. It fits in, ties in with the rest of the theme of my home decor for the holidays. And then on either side of that floral arrangement, I just have 2 brass candlesticks that I've had for forever from the Goodwill. I told you I collect brass candlesticks from the Goodwill, and I just topped it off with a cream colored candle, wrapped it in some ribbon and added an embellishment, and that kind of ties in with our mantle. If you saw my mantle, the candles on there. So I just kind of brought the whole entire scheme from the living room to our dining room. Okay, and then for our table setting, I just kept the same brass chargers I used for Thanksgiving and just added a different plate. So I have the Dollar Tree Couture, you know, an olive green plate, a white plate, and then I just stacked it with a small present at each place setting. And then we just have our cutlery, and, you know, everything else is pretty much the same as, you know, you've seen in the Thanksgiving, our name cards and small individualized salt and pepper shakers. And yeah, and then just the same. And the way I tied in the napkins on this one, I just folded the napkin and actually put it and inserted it inside of the wine glass. And those napkins you guys saw for my Thanksgiving tablescape also. And just kind of giving you an overview. The light is acting kind of funny. And then finally, I love to decorate my chandelier. So we added some greenery to the chandelier to give it a festive look and make the entire table look cohesive. Okay guys, this will conclude our holiday tour for 2014. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and liked what I had to share. And until next time, I am going to keep calm and carry on. Goodbye guys.